Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing something a little different. We're not just looking at a company, we are cracking open its official rulebook. Yeah, we're going inside Microsoft's 2025 game plan to see exactly how this tech giant operates, in its own words.
So you gotta ask, right? How do you even begin to understand a company worth over $3 trillion? Well, to find out, we're gonna skip all the news articles, all the analyst opinions. We're going straight to the source, a document that every single public company is legally required to file.
And that document, it's called the Form 10-K. The best way to think of it is like Microsoft's official report card for the year, but it's also a super detailed blueprint for 2025. And the best part, it's all written by the company itself. This is the ultimate inside look.
All right, let's get into it. What does this official report actually tell us about the sheer size, the ambition of Microsoft right now? Honestly, the numbers are almost hard to wrap your head around.
Okay, first up, let's just try to get a handle on this scale. As of the end of 2024, Microsoft's market value was $3.1 trillion. I mean, to put that into perspective, that one number is bigger than the entire economy of countries like the UK, France, or Canada. Just incredible.
And this whole operation, it's powered by a global workforce of nearly 250,000 people. We're talking about a massive global machine with teams in engineering, sales, you name it, spread all across the planet.
But you know, it's not all about the staggering numbers. This is the mission statement they put right there at the top of their report. It's this really broad, ambitious goal that's basically been their North Star for decades, through all kinds of technological change.
Okay, so a $3 trillion valuation is one thing. But the real question is, how does a company this massive actually make its money? Where's the cash coming from? Well, the 10K breaks it all down for us into 3 core engines.
So they basically split the whole company into these 3 main business segments. And you gotta understand, each one of these is a giant in its own right. They're all targeting different customers, different needs, everything from your office to the cloud to your living room.
So the first engine is called Productivity and Business Processes. This is probably the Microsoft you're most familiar with. It's all about the software, the platforms we use every single day to get work done, to collaborate, and just connect with each other.
And wow, the sheer breadth of this segment is incredible. I mean, it's not just the classic Microsoft 365 suite, Word, Excel, Teams, and now with Copilot AI built in. It also includes the world's biggest professional network, LinkedIn, and their entire suite of Dynamics business management tools. It's a powerhouse.
Next up, the second engine, Intelligent Cloud. Now, this is the part you might not see directly, but trust me, it's powering a huge chunk of the modern internet and corporate IT. You can really think of it as the digital world's foundation, its power grid. Now, what's really cool here is just how diverse this segment is. I mean, of course, their cloud platform, Azure, is the big star, but Intelligent Cloud also includes GitHub, which is absolutely essential for software developers everywhere. And it even includes specialized AI for the healthcare industry through a company called Nuance.
And that brings us to the third engine, more personal computing. This is where it all comes back to the technology that we, as consumers, interact with most directly. We're talking about the tech in your hands, on your desk, and in your home.
Yeah, this one covers the whole shebang, from the classic Windows operating system and their Surface devices, all the way to the entire Xbox gaming ecosystem, and even the ad money they make from Bing Search and the Edge browser. It's a huge mix.
All right, so we've seen the 3 engines, but now let's talk about the single biggest bet Microsoft is making for the future. If you look closely, woven through all 3 of those massive parts of the business, there's one theme that just keeps popping up over and over and over again in this document.
And here it is, you guessed it, AI. The 10K makes it absolutely crystal clear. Microsoft sees artificial intelligence not just as some new product, but as a fundamental, game-changing transformation of, well, everything. It is the primary driver of all their future growth.
And you can totally see that bet paying off right here. Just look at their cloud revenue, which, remember, is the main engine for delivering all these AI services. It grew by an incredible 23% in just 1 year. That's over $30 billion in new cloud revenue, and a huge part of that is being driven by demand for AI. And it's not just talk. The document literally lists AI as the core of pretty much every future opportunity they see. They're using it to revolutionize work with Copilot, to invent brand new gaming experiences, to create a whole new category of AI PCs, and even to tackle cybersecurity. AI is everywhere.
But what about the flip side? What does a company of this size actually fear? The risk factors section of the 10K is, for my money, one of the most revealing parts of the whole thing. This is where they have to be totally honest about what keeps them up at night.
So one huge risk they point to is competition from a totally different kind of business model. See, while Microsoft builds platforms for other people to use, they're up against rivals who are vertically integrated, meaning they control everything, from the computer chip all the way to the software and the App Store. The other massive risk? Cybersecurity. And they don't just talk about it in theory either. They get super specific, describing a real-world attack right here in the document. And they detail how a nation-state actor actually managed to compromise their systems. This is a constant, high-stakes battle for them.
So in response to these constant threats, they've launched this thing called the Secure Future Initiative. It's a massive, company-wide push that's built on these 3 core security principles. The goal is to make security the absolute #1 priority.
Okay, so after digging through their own official plan, what's the big takeaway here? What does it all mean?
Well, this 10K shows us a disciplined, incredibly structured, and powerful giant that's executing a very clear plan. But, and this is the big but, it's also a company betting its entire future on a technology, AI, that is fundamentally unpredictable and evolving at an absolutely explosive pace. So you have to wonder, they've written the rulebook, but the game itself is changing faster than anyone, even them, can write.